Hello there, welcome back to another Minecraft redstone tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a contraption just behind me, an automatic sorting system. Let's go. The materials you're going to need to build this contraption are a little complicated, so bear with me. For the sorting system itself, so for every column of chests, so you're going to need double chests all the way up. For every double chest, you're going to want a hopper leading into it, plus you're going to want another hopper on the top. Like you can see, I've got here. You're also going to want 6 building blocks of any kind, a redstone torch, a comparator, 3 redstone dust, a repeater, and an item frame for labelling. You could use a sign if you want as well. You're also going to need 45 of the item that you want to store. For the auto dropper, you're going to need 2 chests, a hopper, a dropper, 3 redstone dust, 4 building blocks of any kind, a repeater, and a comparator. Then finally, for the waterways, this is where it gets a little bit ambiguous because light blue stained glass, or any other building block, doesn't really matter which, and compressed ice, these can really be in any amount. It depends on how big you're making the storage system. You're only going to need 1 soul sand, 2 water buckets to make a infinite water source, and for every water bucket that you place down in the waterways, you're going to want a smooth stone slab or any other kind of slab, doesn't matter which. You're also probably going to want some temporary building blocks. Hopefully you are following that. Also, one other word, because of the way that this is set up here with the water running directly over the hoppers, I wouldn't recommend placing more than maybe 6 or 7 hoppers in a row, because otherwise your water will run out and then your items will get stuck. Alright, the first thing to do is to build up the storage system itself. So you can make this as high as you want, as long as you want. Again, don't make it too long, otherwise the water will run out. Once you've got your chest in place like this, place hoppers on the back of them like this, and then making sure that the hoppers aren't pointing downwards, you might want to use a temporary block like I've used here. Place these 3 hoppers along the top row like this. Then you can label your chests just down here. Okay, now what you're going to do is place 3 blocks back from every hopper that is just 1 down from the top hoppers, so every hopper that is pointing into a chest. Then use your temporary building blocks to come diagonally back by 1, like this. Place down more building blocks there, and then once again diagonally upwards, so you should end up with a structure looking a little bit like this. Now to place in the redstone, place down comparators along the back there. Redstone on top of all the blocks there. And then repeaters inside the structure there. You might actually want to place those. You might have to break in to be able to place those, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And now place in redstone torches along the inside like this. Now take the item you want to store, place it in the first slot here, fill out the rest of the slots there, and wait for it to run down. It should hit 41 and then stop. That is how you know you've done this properly. Perfect. Do this in all of the different slots you want to store things in. Now to build up the auto dropper. This can go as far away as you like, because you're going to connect this up to a little waterway there. Place down your dropper there. It can go any height really, doesn't matter, as long as it's properly connected up to the waterway. Hopper on top. Chest into the hopper. Comparator out of the dropper to detect when it has items in. Block in front of the comparator. Redstone dust next to and on top of the block. Block on top of the dust and the comparator. Block to the side of the dust. Repeater coming out of the block. And redstone dust into the comparator. It's very easy to test if this is working. Just place a couple items in, see if they start coming out. Okay, now time to build up the waterways. So first off, make a little infinite water source you can infinitely draw from. Now mark out your waterway with your compressed ice from the front of your dropper all the way so that it leads up until 2 blocks just before these hoppers here, and place down a soul sand next to the ice. For safety's sake, make sure that this waterway is 2 blocks tall. You don't want any items to go flying out the sides. Okay, now place in your first water bucket just next to your dropper. I've done this fairly perfectly so that I can place in a slab there and then place in another water bucket just on top of the soul sand. If your waterway is longer than this, or if it goes around some corners, you can use slabs to very cleverly make sure the items can pass under the slabs, and also make sure that water can't pass backwards. I'm going to show you properly how to do that later when I make the waterway going around the item sorter. Next up, build a column surrounding your soul sand down there, up until this point where it is just flush with the hoppers, and build up a small enclosure around that so that when items come out the top of your bubble elevator, which you will make in a second, they don't go flying upwards. It might actually be wise before you place in the glass in top to actually, you know, build up the bubble elevator. Oh no, what have I done? Don't be stupid like me. Wait to place in that water block. Okay, replace this glass block here with compressed ice to get a little bit of extra speed going forwards, and then build around with glass all along your hoppers like this. Once you've reached the end of your hoppers, start building a little track back around to the start up to this bit of ice. This is because not all the items are going to be picked up by the hopper, because the hopper is quite slow picking things up, so you're going to need to circle things back around so they have another chance to be picked up. Finish building up your walls of glass around your little ice track here. Now you can place in your water, just going out from there. As you can see, is also going off that way, so we're going to need to use a slab there to prevent that. As you can see, the water's heading around this corner here. What you're going to want to do then is place down a slab here, and carry on the water like this. Now, in case the water is not quite reaching around the corner, as in it just comes up to here and then stops, what you can do is place down a slab here, so that it doesn't quite reach the end here, and then place down another water bucket there. As you can see, what that's going to do is, if I put the ice in there, it still gets sent along, sent around. As you can see, it's circling very nicely in there. And with that, the build is done. You can start loading in items to be sorted into the chest there. As you can see, like I said earlier, there's a bit that just got skipped over by the hopper. It's going to go back around and get picked up again. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was helpful, please don't forget to leave a like, maybe subscribe for more content like this, maybe some great mod tutorials, maybe some videos on the Archstar SMP. Who knows? But apart from that, that's all from me, so I will leave you with this.